And just like that, it is Virgo season. Happy birthday, Virgo. Hope you're well. Let me know when your birthday is in the comments, and I'd love to say happy birthday to you. It's already September, and it's so crazy how fast everything is going. Is it going fast for you? Let me know. Welcome here. I do this reading once a week, and all of those of you that are new, we've had an influx of a lot of people over the last few weeks, and I just want to say hello, and thank you for subscribing. So if you are new, please let me know in the comments. I would love to say hello to you. And this is a reading that I do once a week, so you will get this once a week. I tell you what, it snuck up on me. I was like, it can't be sneak peek time already. But it is, so here we are. I've got 12 decks to my left, and I'm going to read from all of them, a little bit for each member of the zodiac. So there might be something here for you. It is a general reading, and it's for entertainment purposes, so just remember that. If you are somebody who watches just for your sun sign, I mean, that's cool if you watch, that's what you want to do, but I'm going to ask you, please stop watching for just your sun sign, because you don't know what's going on out there, which is your rising sign and information, and what's going on in here, which is your soul information. So if you decide to find a natal chart, which is free on the interwebs, then please just put in an AM or PM if you don't have your exact time of birth, which is optimal, but you can still get a rising sign based on whether you were born early in the morning or in the afternoon. All right, the only other thing I have to tell you is that private readings are on. So private readings are open. I do pre-recorded readings for all pocketbooks. I also do live readings. The live readings are on sale currently, and the pre-recorded readings, if you want to take a look at them, look at the pinned comment below, and you will see there's a link there for Hipsy. It's the only place where you can book me. I'll never call you or talk to you or any of that. I won't even talk to you in DMs, just so you know it's not me if that's who you're talking to. But if you are interested in a pre-recorded reading, please click on that link to Hipsy and take a look. You will see I have all kinds of packages and all kinds of pricing for everybody's pocket. And if you want a live read, it's awesome. I have a few booked for next week, and I really love them. So those are on sale right now. If you are interested, let's get to it. Tell me about Aries, my fire family. Let's find out what's going on for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries. Okay, as I'm shuffling here, there is I've got a look out onto the water, and the sun is going down. It's brown and orange and red and blue. It's blue. Oh, the water looks blue. So it must be somewhere like it's the ocean, because it's probably not a lake. Maybe it is, but I doubt it because it's really blue. Okay, let's find out what's going on for you, Aries, in the next 7 days. The sun is going down. It's like you're finishing something, I'm going to say. Like, I'm not saying a location. It could be a location for some of you, but it feels like the sun is going down on something. We've got the King of Pentacles here. We've got the Star. Oh, we've got the Tower in the reverse, friend. And then we have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. So now, me as a reader, for me, the 10 of Wands in the reverse is something that you choose to hold on to. It's a burden of choice. So it might be possibly a job that you have a bit of a fear of letting go of. It makes you feel really vulnerable to put your hat in the ring for a raise or a promotion, because the King of Pentacles is here, and this is a lot of stability, a lot of money, time, effort, energy. Could be health, but it feels like there's something here that's making you feel very vulnerable. But it also feels like with the Star next to the King of Pentacles, I feel like somebody's about to heal their finances. So Aries, I feel like you're about to come across something financial that is going to help you heal your finances and get back on track. The Tower is in the reverse. And look, the Tower's not always terrible, but it does feel like with the Tower being in the reverse, I always see it as sort of like a warning shot that something is about to surprise you. Something's about to change or surprise you, and you're not expecting it. So I feel like it's going to allow you to let go of some sort of burden that you feel like you can't let go of, or that you know you should, but maybe it's something that is something that you feel like you couldn't do without. Yeah, it could be a job, friends. It could be a job, or maybe you're switching career paths. Maybe you're a nurse and now you want to be a doctor. It feels like there is a switching of a path here. And yeah, it feels like there's a new opportunity that is showing up. And that might be something that gives you more control of your time, effort, energy, or money, more control of over your health. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Lovers. and we have the Three of Wands. So there is an opportunity or an offer, I feel. Like it feels like a really solid offer that's coming up in the future here. It feels as though maybe for some of you, you already know that it's arriving. So maybe you're pretty sure that you can make the right decision. I'm just going to say there's a lot of vulnerability here, or feeling like I'm exposed. So it doesn't exactly feel like it's something that will be comfortable for you, but I think that it will pay off. I'm going to say, I think it's something here is about to pay off, because with the King of Pentacles at the center of your read, it does feel like it's going to make you feel better in your health, or it's going to make you more stable, or make you more in control of your time, your effort, your energy, and your money. And those, friends, are the commodities. Time is the commodity, right? It can be money for sure, but when you have control of your own time and you don't have to punch the clock for anybody, that is the ultimate commodity. So I feel like when the Tower falls, it's going to surprise you. I feel like it will cause you to release or let go of whatever has been burdening you. And I think somebody here suffers from probably vulnerability hangovers when they're too vulnerable, or somebody here doesn't want to make themselves vulnerable to the Tower. I feel like the Tower is showing up, but I think it's for a good reason, because it's connected to the King of Pentacles. So I feel like something here is about to change in the future. With the Lovers here, it does feel like this is a choice that you've already made, because the Three of Wands is next to it. And look, the person in the Three of Wands has already made the decision by grabbing the Ace of Wands. I already know what I want. I'm just waiting for it to show up, for the right opportunity to show up. Tell me more about Aries. We've got the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Ten of Swords, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So look, it feels like there is something here that you're wobbling on. It's like, if I decide that if I make this decision in the 3D about something, it's next to the King, right? Pentacles. If I make this decision about money, time, effort, energy, career switch, something like that, it's going to make me more stable, but it's going to hurt somebody else. The Ten of Swords is here. I feel like it's going to hurt you or pain you, or make you feel terrible about having to let something go. But I want to say that the consequences of not releasing it or letting it go is that you miss out on the 10 Pentacles. You know what I mean? So I feel like the decision you're making is a decision you're making, but you realize once you make it, you can't go back. And that tells me a contract is involved, or once you decide that you're leaving the old job, you're not going to be able to go back. Once you give up the apartment, you can't go back there. You got to make sure that you've got one lined up. I think the decision you're making is a good one. I feel like it is an abundant decision, but I also feel like you're realizing that something has got to give. I got to let go and go off into the future to expand my abundance. And I feel like there's probably someone or something you don't want to let go of. The Knight of Cups is here. So I don't think that you have yet made the decision, but I think that you will. The problem is the Knight of Cups. I see the Knight of Cups as someone who is like heart-based, somebody who has a lot of practical energy and makes slow decisions, but also somebody who is in the heart energy. The Knight of Cups is connected to the Ten of Swords. It feels like there is something here that is not yet clear to you about how much pain or betrayal you might inflict on another for making a decision that benefits you. So the Knight of Cups is here, and that is Piscean energy, but Neptunian ruled, right? So Pisces is sort of the one who's like up in their head and a little bit dreamy, right? Always thinking of the future in fantasy land sometimes, right? Not always, but is the one that's able to I feel like there's an offer to be made here, and I feel like this offer, I feel as though you have to leave somebody with this cup. Leave somebody with the cup. It's almost like it's an apology, but it's like a sorry, not sorry is what it feels like. I gotta go. Tell me what the outcome is here. We've got the Ace of Wands. Well, there we go. We talked about the Ace of Wands, and then it shows up with the Queen of Wands and then the King of Cups. So I think that right now you're keeping it under the surface. But I do think the King of Cups is somebody who is looking at it with wisdom. And so is the Queen of Wands, looking at the situation with wisdom. I think that the Queen of Wands, though, is coming up with the Ace of Wands because you already have a plan. I think you've already planned it. You just have to be brave enough to allow the Tower to do its thing so you can release whatever it is that has been heavy. And it feels like it could be a heavy financial burden, but it feels like also a practical decision needs to be made, and you're wobbling back and forth because you know your decision to move forward may not include somebody who maybe you've been dating. Like I feel like the Knight of Cups might be somebody you have emotions for, somebody you've been dating. It almost feels like a bit of an apology. I'm sorry, not sorry, gotta go, because there's an offer coming up and it's all 10 Pentacles, and I need that. So the Queen of Wands is here. I feel like you're going to take a risk on it because I feel like you know that you've got the plan, and you also know that you're resilient. I feel like you're going to keep it under the surface until it's time. It really does feel like you are being calm in a situation that you know could absolutely go sideways. We do have the Knight of Cups and the Lovers here. This could be someone that really hurt you and you found out. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands showed up. It's in your outcome here. And then the Fool. I feel like you've been wanting to let go of this for a long time, though. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to always be romantic, but if that's your lens that you come here with today, then take it as it resonates for you. I feel like the Tower does break down the illusion, because the Tower is here, and I feel like what you're carrying is the illusion that everything's fine, that everything's going to be fine. I see the potential in the situation. It's all going to be great. But I think that the practical or realness of the situation is in these Pentacles. And the truth is I feel like there's something you've been planning for a really long time and you don't want to let go of it. It's a really solid opportunity for the future to give you way more abundance than you need. And whatever that is to you is up to you. We've got the Nine of Wands. Yeah, you're about to hurt somebody here, because I feel like if they decide they're not coming with you, you're going anyway. And I think I was saying that to you in your reading last week. I feel like you're going to go anyway. There we go. I feel like you're trying to protect your heart by this Knight of Cups coming here. I feel like you're trying to protect your heart or protect somebody else's heart. The Eight of Swords is here. I want to make a decision, but I don't know that I can. So I don't think you've made the decision yet, but I think it is coming up in the next 7 days or so for some of you. We do have Sagittarius, Pisces energy. We've got Virgo. Could happen in Virgo season. We've got Aries. We've got more Aries. We've got Capricorn, Aries again, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Virgo, more Sagittarius and Scorpio. We've got Aquarian energy here, and we've got Gemini as well. All right. Let's take a look at Taurus. How you doing, my bull gang? I hope you're well. Let's find out what's going on for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, Taurus. Tell me about Taurus. We've got the Chariot. Something's about to speed up. All right. Yep. Is it ever? I feel like you're about to begin some sort of a new cycle. Sorry, I'm just listening. Charlie's talking in my ear. Yeah. Okay. I feel like you're excited about something, or yeah, it feels like you're excited about something, but I feel as though you're keeping it under the surface, I'm going to say, because Chariot's here. Chariot is Cancer. Cancer always keeps everything under the surface until the time they're ready to let you know how they feel about something. So I think you're trying to discipline your feelings about how you feel, but I think that this is really hard. It's almost like you're ready to bust because you're excited about something that is showing up, and it's possibly a new cycle, something creative, exciting. Maybe you're going on a trip, maybe you're traveling, or you've got a new creative prospect showing up here. Things are about to speed up though. Yeah, look, you're keeping it under, look, Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands together. It feels like you're keeping it a secret for now, that you're keeping it concealed, that there is some sort of really good, it's exciting. You might be going on a trip. I'm just saying, because the Chariot's here, you might be moving. It could be that, Taurus. You could be moving and you're excited to move. We've got the Six of Swords next to the Seven of Swords. So I think the place where you are. Now, where you are is up to you. Are you at work? Are you in a career? Are you at school? It feels like wherever you are has become quite chaotic. So I don't think you like being there anymore. It's too much for the mind. It's chaos of the mind. It might be burning you out. So I feel like you really need to go to a calmer place. And so this chariot here tells me you could be making a move, but I think that the move is exciting. However, I don't think you're telling anyone. I think you're just going to tell them when you're ready, or maybe when you've already moved. Tell me why the chariot is here. Give me more information about the chariot. You're moving in silence, friend. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Justice card. And we've got the Hierophant. I don't think people are expecting you to move. And making a decision to move is whatever it means to you. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Justice card here. You might be moving closer to someone you have feelings for. That's just for whoever that might resonate with. But I really do feel the Lovers in this case is a choice. I feel like somebody here is moving from wherever they are to wherever they're going to go. Wherever you're going is going to be a calmer place for you, or make your surroundings calmer, or calmer in the mind. But with Justice here, I feel like it's time for you to do the right thing for yourself. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like it's time for you to do the right thing for yourself. It does feel like it is about home, or school, or something in the 3D, because when the Hierophant shows up, it's about structure or corporation. It could be. But it also is standing your ground. Because this time I'm doing it for me. So maybe the move that you're making, people aren't expecting, but you've chosen the move. It's not like you have to go. You've chosen the move, but I feel like you've chosen it because you're choosing yourself, the Hierophant being here, and being here with Justice, because you need to choose yourself in order to have harmony, or in order to move away from some sort of karmic situation. We've got the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. It does feel like somebody here, I feel like wherever you are is a place that you have outgrown, or you're at the end of it. It feels like the situation, the place, the person, whoever it is, it's been like a bit of a betrayal. It didn't turn out the way you thought it was going to turn out. Tell me more. We've got the Judgment card. We've got the Ace of Cups. And we've got the Ten of Swords that's come back out again. So the Judgment card with the Hierophant, right? It feels like you're being called. You're being called to dig in your heels, do something for you. It's time for you to not only have stability, not just thinking outside the box or carrying things for other people. It's time for you to make a move that I think is well thought out, but I also feel like it's time for you to get some justice. It's not about other people now. And I don't think that you're not telling people about your move because you're being secretive. I just think that you're so involved in whatever you have to do in order to make the move possible that I feel it's the Ace of Cups being here tells me that there are going to be some people here that are going to wonder why you're making this move, because the Judgment is here. I think the reason why you're making this move is because this opportunity has shown up before. But this time you're choosing it because the Lovers is here. So I feel like with the Ten of Swords here, you know that some people will see it as betrayal. You know it's going to hurt somebody. I don't think you particularly want to go, but I think that you realize that wherever you are is too chaotic right now. I think the Judgment card is asking you to really look at the situation and are you ready to make a change? Because there is a little owl in this tree, and it's like it's like we're resurrecting something. So I'm going to say that this is an opportunity that's come around before, but this time you're ready for it and you are choosing it this time. Card that popped out is the Sun. So I think it's a realization, friend. I feel like you are making the move for yourself, doing it because you need to for you, whereby I think you're usually doing all the things you're doing for everyone else. And the Sun is here. So I think you have realizations. What you're realizing is the Ace of Cups is here. This is going to be a brand new adventure for me. And it's for me. It's for the heart space. It feels like you are the Ten of Swords here, that you are about to release something. And I feel like this opportunity showing up for you again is quite timely because the Sun is here and it's saying, look, you're on the clear road now. It's happy. It's heart makes you heart happy, I would say, because the Ace of Cups is here. But also you realize that this is the end of the road and that some people are not going to be happy for you, but I think you should do it anyway because I think you really deserve it. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Four of Swords. And we got the King of Swords. Yeah, I think you really got to be ready for this because I feel what's happening here with the Queen of Wands is that you know you can do it. There's no question. You know that if the move you're making doesn't exactly work out the way you want it to, you know that you can bounce back from it. But I also feel like the Four of Swords tells me I'm going to prepare myself for healing first. You're going to heal yourself first. You're going to make a big, bold move. And the King of Swords being here is, I'll tell people when it's done. So I feel like somebody is making a move and you might just show up at the dinner and say, yeah, I'm moving tomorrow. It feels like that. And I don't think you're doing it to be vindictive or try and catch people off guard or try and get attention. I don't think that's what this is because the Hierophant is here, quite humble, right? And so I don't think you're doing it for the shock value, but I do think that you wanted all the decisions to be made and everything to be in motion, Six of Swords, so nobody could talk you out of it. Nobody could give you their opinion of, oh, why are you doing that? Around the corner, we have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Cups, and we have the Eight of Cups. It does feel like you are trying to detach from the opinions of others or this Ten of Cups energy. So to me, that feels like family or friends. It feels like the Eight of Cups is telling me I've got to detach from the emotional part of it because I know everybody has their opinion based on their own needs. Understand that, please. That some people don't want you to go because you served a purpose in their life, and they don't want you to go because then they wouldn't have anybody to fulfill the purpose that you fulfilled in their life. So I feel like you're leaving because the Page of Pentacles is here. I feel like you are either maybe possibly sending letters to everybody. Maybe there's invitations you're sending out for a going away party. It feels like somebody here is making a big switch up. The Page of Pentacles feels like a message to the family, I'm going to say. The message to the family are people that you feel are like family, Ten of Cups, that you are detaching and leaving. The Six of Pentacles, I think some of those people are going to see the practical reasons why you're doing what you're doing. But I feel like you're going to detach anyway, because I feel like you've already made the decision by the time you tell them. The Five of Wands is here. There's going to be a battle. I'm just going to say people are going to try and talk you out of it. Yeah, the Tower. Tower showing up here next to the Two of Cups. So, the Two of Cups isn't always love, but it is definitely people you've bonded with emotionally, people you're intimately close to. So people who know things about you. Could be a best friend. It could be people who are close to you in your family. I feel like they're going to feel some type of way about it. Eight of Swords is here with the Five of Wands. I feel like it's going to take some people off guard, but I feel like it's just going to make you dig in your heels more because I think you're making all the plans before anybody can talk you out of it. We've got Taurus energy. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Leo. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because the Leo energy came up with the Ten of Swords and we just slipped out of Leo season. So we've got Piscean energy. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Virgo, and Pisces. We've got Aquarian energy. We've got Taurus, Libra, and Gemini energy with Cancer energy. All right. Tell me about Gemini. Tell me about Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Gemini. Gemini, we have the Four of Swords in the World. Okay, are you healing from something? It almost feels like it is. It could be healing of some sort of burnout. It could be because the Four of Swords is here. The healing, the World card is here. It feels like you are closing the door on having to lay there. Yeah, on having to overthink something here. The World card is here next to the Four of Cups and the Three of Wands. It does feel like you've decided that it's time to get out of the comfort zone. Look, I'm going to say this in the kindest way, but it does feel like somebody here possibly has been Not necessarily wanting to get out of bed. I'll just say it that way. Not necessarily wanting to get out of bed. And it could be an ailment that is hard to, it is hard to heal because it's in swords and that's in the mind. So it could be something that you've been struggling with. I feel like you've been struggling with probably closing a chapter or changing your mind, I would say, because the World card is all of the fixed energies, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. This is something that I think has gone on for a while. Look, it could be somebody getting out of the hospital. Feels like somebody who's getting out of bed, who's been healing for a really long time. So it does feel also with this 4 of Cups and the 3 of Wands, it feels like you're not only closing a chapter, but this does seem like a milestone. It feels like you haven't really been listening to other people. I'm going to say it feels like you haven't been listening. Look, maybe it's somebody who's in charge of your care, but it feels like you've decided, you know what, I don't want to sit here anymore. 3 of Wands is here. I have adventures to fulfill. So I think that closing the door, some people might reject the idea that you want to get out of the comfort zone. I feel like this bed has become the comfort zone, or been laying down or laying around has been the comfort zone. And I think that you are exiting that because this chapter is done. I think you're on to the new chapter. 3 of Wands is here. On to the new adventure. The 4 of Swords gives us the Queen of Wands. It gives us the Page of Wands and the Fool. Yes, so it feels like you're done laying there. I feel like you need a little bit of excitement. The Queen of Wands is here. It feels like you are about to make some sort of a bold move. Something that someone is not going to expect, it feels like, because the Page of Wands is here. And the Page of Wands is the one who is unpredictable. So I feel like somebody here is like, this was an unpredictable move, that you're making a big, bold move and you're taking a leap of faith here because the Fool is here. So it feels like I'm no longer in this place of healing. I'm in this place of rejection or coming out of the comfort zone. So I'm going to say rejecting emotional things. And it almost feels like I'm not going to feel sorry for the situation anymore. I'm tired of sitting around. It's time for me to get into this place of adventure. You know, a lot of people have chronic illness, right? And there comes a time where you know what your capacity is, and sometimes it is it's the inability to heal yourself that stops you from going. But I think that somebody's here like, you know what? I just can't lay here anymore. I just got to go. I got to go and do my thing. The Ace of Pentacles is here. The Tower is here. And then we have the 6 of Wands. So I feel like there is a new chapter, a pretty steady, solid chapter. You're planting a new seed somewhere. You might be moving. You might be moving workplaces. The Ace of Pentacles is here telling me that something here you see is very valuable. And I feel like something here has surprised you because the Tower is here. So you weren't expecting to see the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe an offer for a job, or an offer for something. It feels like the 6 of Wands is here. It feels like it's a really good offer. Oh, yeah, and I kind of love that the 6 of Wands is here because this really talks about you coming from a darker place, right? A place where you weren't necessarily winning, where you were fighting all the time, maybe fighting the mind, right? The 4 of Swords is here. It could be you were, in the fight, and I feel like now you are going to get some sort of victory after the fight here. It does feel like it is something you didn't expect. The Knight of Wands is here. And it feels like it is something that just shows up with the Tower and you weren't expecting the opportunity. You know, it feels like somebody is like, I just need something to change in my life. That's what it feels like. And I think that your manifestation is being answered here. Because I feel like it makes you just get up and go. You're no longer in this place of feeling bad. Look, the way the card is set up here, we always look at the illustration, right? You can see somebody here is holding onto the Ace of Swords and has 3 swords in the bed. So it does feel to me like you are making a decision after heartbreak, disappointment, something that didn't work out for you, making a decision to take an offer or an opportunity that shows up that you're not expecting. It's like you needed a reason to get up and just go. And I think that is showing up for you here. We've got the outcome. 3 of Cups. I like it. 2 of Wands is in the reverse, and so is the Knight. Is the King of Wands. So the 3 of Cups is celebration. Yeah. I feel like you just needed a reason to get up and go, and I think an opportunity is going to present itself to you and say, look, do you want it or not? Because it's showing up and you didn't expect it. It's not something you're planning. So the Three of Cups is here. It feels like celebration. Two of Wands is in the reverse, friend. It's like, okay, well, hell with the plan. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go because the opportunity looks right for me. The King of Wands is the person who has the wisdom and is inspired to go get what they want, is what it feels like here. And I feel like there's not much that you need to worry about, because I think you're quite resilient or self-sufficient, which means when things go wrong, you know how to make things right. And I think it's going to surprise everyone that you just get up and go, because the Fool is here. We've got the Page of Cups. We've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is going to escalate quickly. I feel, the Queen of Pentacles is here. I really do feel that somebody out there is suffering or really struggling with health issues. And it feels like this healing is coming for you. And it's going to allow you to get out of your head, stop stealing your energy, I would say, because there's good news coming. This is a good opportunity that you didn't expect, a bit of a surprise, to plant a seed, start a new garden somewhere else. And I feel like you're like, you know what? I'm done with this whole thing. I'm going to close the old chapter and I've just got to go. I got to get out of my comfort zone. So somebody here is going to get out of their comfort zone and go on some sort of adventure. The Ace of Swords is here. It feels like you're going to get a call. Look, I don't know what this is about, but I do have Pentacles. It could be about money, time, effort, or energy. It could be about a job, a career. Somebody might call you with an opportunity to make more money than you've ever made. But it feels like you are going to have to really make a big shift because the Tower is here. It feels like you shift out of where am I going to put this pentacle to the Six of Wands, which is boom. There we go. Now we're under the spotlight. Now everything is fun. We've got success. We've got victory. And it doesn't matter what my infirmary is. Like, that's what it feels like here. Look, she's in the wheelchair, right? That's why I'm saying it feels like somebody who possibly is dealing with a significant issue with their health. So we do have the Ace of Swords here. I feel like this is the call that changes everything. Somebody is going to call you, find you, write you, send you mail, something like that. And it feels like it's coming in and it's good news. It's going to change you out of this place where you felt like you were trapped. It's going to give you a new opportunity because the Eight of Swords is in the reverse. You no longer feel trapped in the mind. So it does feel like there is something that is coming up that is going to make you get up. And whether you've been feeling sad and not wanting to get out of bed, or maybe you have some sort of physical ailment that you're dealing with, I feel like this is like the inspiration with the King of Wands here, inspiration to get up and go. So we've got the World card. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, more Leo, more Sag. Scorpio, Aries, Cancer. We've got more Aries energy here. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Look, we've got the King and the Queen of Wands here. If it's something to do with someone that you're mirroring or someone that you have an emotional connection to, Three of Cups is here, so is the Page of Cups. It feels like you might be moving, or this person finally calls you or texts you and you thought they never would, and now here you go. I'm ready to invest in something new. So it does feel like there is something cool showing up for you, Gemini. All right, let's look at Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me all about Cancer in the next 7 days. Tell me about Cancer. We've got, what's this here? The Knight of Swords. What is this? We've got the Seven of Wands. We've got the Three of Cups. And we've got the High Priestess. It feels like somebody's trying to get past your boundary. That's what it feels like. The Knight of Swords being here is fast-moving energy. And it's coming straight at the Seven of Wands. It feels like you have a block, or that you're going to need to stand up for yourself. Look, I think it's good, though. I think whatever this is something to celebrate, because the Three of Cups is here. The High Priestess is here. I feel like your intuition is going to be confirmed about something. And I think that it's showing up for you quicker than you think. Maybe you think your manifestations aren't working. I think you are about to celebrate that your intuition is right on point. Knight of Swords. It feels as though you have decent boundaries, I'm going to say, but it also feels like maybe you thought that maybe your intuition was blocked. Yeah, I don't think you're trusting it right now. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. We've got the Two of Pentacles, we've got the King of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. What is this? It does feel like the pursuit of something you have not yet decided, but it feels as though, now listen, I'm just going to say that maybe this is, you are ready to pursue something, or someone comes in pursuing you. Whatever the situation is, it feels like it's going down, like pretty soon. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and it feels like it's going to change everything. I feel like you're really happy about standing up for yourself about something. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that things are about to change and expand. The King of Wands is here with the Two of Pentacles. There is a decision to pursue something or be inspired to change. Tell me about the Nine of Cups, the Temperance card, and the Hermit. We've got something here is coming into alignment. Look, the Nine of Cups here is connected with the Wheel of Fortune. Something here is coming into alignment. You're going to know when this thing shows up, whatever I'm talking about. I know the readings are general. They're not private readings. They're general, ambiguous, right? So I feel like this Temperance energy tells me that if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will, because when Temperance shows up, you have a contentment. No more high highs, no more low lows. What are you talking about? I don't understand. What's going on here? You don't question about it anymore. When the moment of alchemy shows up, everything is in its perfect position in order for you to come into alignment with your destiny. So it does feel like you're inspired to make some sort of decision when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, because I feel like it's about to expand you in a way that is abundant. So something is showing up that is going to make you very happy. It's going to make you feel in alignment. Temperance gives you the feeling of contentment. Like, I don't question it. Yeah, that's for me. I'm ready for it. So the Hermit is here. And maybe the Hermit is here because you've been wandering around in the dark for a while. Wondering, should I do this? Should I do that? Am I enough? Do I have enough? So it feels like you've been thinking about this, which tells me I feel like you've been manifesting something. The Knight of Pentacles is that it's taken so damn long that you were pretty sure, Seven of Wands, that it wasn't going to show up. So you put up the blockade. You're like, if it's anything else, I don't want it. I want that one thing. Well, I think that your intuition is about to be confirmed about this thing when it does show up, this manifestation, even though it's taken a very long time, and I feel like you're about to celebrate. The outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. Why is the Ace of Pentacles showing up for everybody today is what I want to know. This is like we're sort of in the middle of the in-between of the eclipses. So the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Cups is here. It feels, and the Hierophant is here. I'm just going to say, if somebody here has been dating someone, it feels like it's about to get very serious. So if you've been hoping that the other person isn't interested in anybody else, I feel like it's about to get quite serious, because there is an Ace of Pentacles here. Now, whether this is a job or something to do with your career, your home, the Two of Cups is here. I feel like the Hierophant is telling me that you are committing to something or someone because you really love it. So whether this is a person, a job, a person, a place, it feels like whatever this commitment is that you're willing to put your time, effort, and energy into is about to become the most serious commitment that you've ever made. We've got the Three of Swords, we've got the Hanged Man, and we've got the Three of Wands. Okay, so I feel like you have been manifesting it, and now that it showed up, you're not sure. You're like, wait a second, I need to look at this again. Is this exactly what I ordered? Did they bring me the right thing? Or is this the older model? Like, it feels like you're needing to look it over because you don't want to be disappointed if it doesn't work out. So the Hanged Man is here. I feel like there is something you are going to have to sacrifice in order to accept making some type of putting all of your time, effort, energy, or money into something. It feels like it's showing up quicker than you wanted it to, possibly the next 3 weeks. 3 of Wands is here. But this does seem like an adventure that you've wanted to go on for a while, and it's been in the distance. You're like, oh, I still have years. It's probably not even going to show up this year. The Knight of Pentacles is here. But when the Knight of Swords shows up, you're like, wait a second, I wasn't expecting that. So I feel like when it does show up, you're side-eyeing it just a little bit, Cancer. You're like, wait a second, what is going on here? It does feel like it could be a job or a new way of thinking. Maybe someone's asking you to teach. Maybe you are a teacher and you want to become a professor. It feels like somebody here is committing to something quite large, but it is stable. It's a stable commitment here. I feel like you have to stop, pause, and get perspective before you say yes, because you want to make sure, 3 of Swords, that you're not disappointed or don't get hurt. So the 5 of Swords, look, you've been wanting it. You've been manifesting it. It's finally here. And what do? Immediately go into the 5 of Swords. Yeah. And the 3 of Swords, 8 swords. All of a sudden you're like, wait a second. I didn't think it was going to show up next week. I thought it was going to show up next year. So I think you're going to have to make a decision about something quicker than you wanted to make that. But I think you're going to be inspired to do it because this seems like alignment with your wish fulfillment, and it feels like it is destined. But it's a change, and you might not like that. All right, Ace of Swords is here. It's probably going to come via letter, possibly come via phone call. You're going to have to release something, 10 of Swords, in order to go forward here. Page of Wands is... I'm saying you're side-eyeing. Look at that. That is the side-eye. Yeah, the moon is here with the side eye. So I feel like something that you decided you didn't want or you pushed away, or something that left is coming back. 8 of Cups is in the reverse. For me, that's the boomerang. I don't think you know what to think about it because you didn't expect it. The moon is here, but you're trying to decide whether you should show someone your excitement about this or not. It feels like a phone call is coming, and it's telling you that something is over, something's been released, or that you need to release something because something else is showing up that is destined for you. All right. We have Gemini and Aries. We've got Virgo. Virgo again, could happen in Virgo season. We've got Sagittarius and Pisces. More Pisces energy, and Libra. High Priestess is here, Pisces. So we have Sagittarian energy, Jupiter, right? Expansion and change. Maybe you might not like the change, but I think you're going to be inspired to make the decision. King of Wands is here. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. We've got Capricorn, Taurus, Cancer energy here. I think you're really going to love it, or it's about a person that you're connected to emotionally that you have really bonded with here. Gemini energy here as well. All right. Tell me about Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo for the next 7 days. Leo, we do have the 6 of Swords in the reverse. You're trying to make a decision, and you can't. There's a 2 of Swords here. So I feel like you've let something go. It feels like the 2 of Swords is telling me that you're blocked or in the in-between. Because I feel like with this full moon over this person's head, it feels like since the full moon, you've been trying to make a decision that and it feels like you're not going anywhere. You're spinning your wheels. The 6 of Swords is in the reverse. You're having a hard time making some sort of decision you thought would be a little easier. I think you're confused about why you should, when you should, whether or not you can check out that path and then go to that one, but you can't because the 2 of Swords is here. It feels like this or that, I'm going to say, and one of those things needs to be released because the full moon is here. The Devil is here. There's a fear, there's doubt, and that's why the 2 of Swords is here. I don't really know which decision to make. I'm trying to save myself some anguish. I feel like this is probably an emotional decision. The 7 of Cups is here, and it feels as though you have so many opportunities and options about something that's really connected to the heart space that you don't know which decision to make. But you do know that once you make the decision, you're going to be attached to that outcome because the devil is here. Tell me about the Six of Swords in the reverse. Why are you stuck? It feels like you are not moving, you're stuck, and you're stuck in this Two of Swords. We've got the King of Swords, because you know when you make a decision, there's no cha-cha. You're not going back, right? That's a fixed sign thing. King of Swords says, I look at the details, I look at the facts, I figure out if it's a yes or a no. There's no gray area. If I want it, I will go get it, and I'll go get it now. King of Swords is here. It might be a contract we're dealing with as well. We've got the Three of Cups. And we've got the Ace of Swords. Look, I feel like if you should decide you want to move, if you can let go of the Two of Swords, I think. If you can let go of the Two of Swords and trust yourself enough to make a decision and pick one of these cups, I feel like you have so much data, you have so many facts about the situation, that I feel you would be comfortable cutting out one path for another, because the King of Swords is here. King of Swords ain't playing. Also, King of Swords is a fixed sign like you. So you could have Aquarian energy, maybe Libra or Gemini. You don't have to, Leo. But it feels like the energy of the King of Swords being present here tells me I have the last word. But the thing is, I feel like when you do finally make the decision, there is a realization. When you finally let go of these two swords, there's a realization that the Ace of Swords is here with the Three of Cups. It feels like you get the details, make the decision, and then there's celebration. This feels like a contract or something that is written in stone. Not literally written in stone, but I feel like it's like you have to sign on the dotted line, or it's a decision you have to make, and I think you're stuck in your mind right now. Yep. You're weighing and measuring, feeling confused, feeling overwhelmed. I have too many decisions to make regarding this. If I begin to move, what's going to happen from here? I think what you don't see is the Three of Cups. It's going to be happy. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Six of Wands. The Seven of Cups is here, and it's confusion, emotional confusion. I'm going to say that with the Queen of Cups here being with the Six of Wands, I feel you win. It feels like there is something here that is really deeply emotional to you, and you're stuck. It's like, I got to go one place or another, and there's something here that you don't want to let go of because you're really emotionally attached. The Devil is here. You're really emotionally attached to someone or something, a job possibly, or a person or a situation. It feels like with this Justice card here that you do get your victory. I feel like you go toward the thing that means the most to you. So maybe you have more than one opportunity that is connected to your emotions, but I feel like the one that you feel the deepest about, the Queen of Cups, is where you are going to place your victory. Yeah. I think this is the hardest decision ever, because the Six of Wands is your energy, but the Six of Wands is also coming out of a really hard place in my life and then being posed with this decision-making process that is going to make me vulnerable emotionally. So the Justice card is here, Leo, and I feel like there is something, I feel like it's like your badassery is going to be restored. You know what I mean? It almost feels like you're remembering who you are. Leo, who did you used to be back there before people wrote on the slate of who you were? You're a bit of a badass. You're the person who loves the spotlight. You're the person who really thrives in the spotlight. So I feel like there is a really big decision for you to make here, to leave something behind that you're very familiar with or that you have emotions for, something that you might love, but it feels like all of the emotions come flooding in all at once, and you're trying to sort them out as to which one means the most or is the deepest. I feel like you are going to get justice. Things are going to restore, be made well again. I feel like you're going to be back in this harmonious place, Leo. We have the Magician, because the ball's in your court. It was always up to you. And I think that's the hard part. I think that's why the Two of Swords is here, is that it was always up to you. I feel like you are making the right decision because the Magician is here. You've got the resources, you've got the tools, you've got the talent, whatever it is, the ball's in your court, and you get to do whatever you want. All the aces are up the sleeves of the Magician, but the Magician is also self-realized. It does feel like you are going to be out in the public eye or under the spotlight, getting some sort of a a victory or having some sort of success where everybody can see it happening. It could be a legal decision. It could be a legal decision because justice is here. But I feel like if that's the case, I'm going to say that the magician is here to tell you that whatever you have wanted this situation, whatever you wanted it to happen here, is showing up because you manifested it. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Lovers in reverse. We've got King of Wands. And we've got the Three of Wands. I think you're inspired to go. That's what it looks like, Leo. You're inspired to go. But look, with the Lovers in the reverse, either you haven't quite made your choice yet, but I do believe with the King of Wands here being your energy, that it does feel like you are inspired to go. Three of Wands. Because I don't want to wait anymore. I want to go now. I'm going to go get the thing that I want. And look, the King of Wands, there is not a damn thing that will stop the King of Wands from getting what they want, whether they're feminine or masculine. So I feel like the Lovers is in the reverse because you haven't yet made the choice. This could also, Lovers, it could be in the reverse because you're leaving someone behind, maybe someone that you did choose romantically. You could be having to leave someone behind in order to get some sort of victory because the opportunity has shown up for you to get the victory. The King of Cups just popped out of the deck. We've got the Emperor and we've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So there is something here that is in the future. I don't think that you thought it was going to show up as quickly as it did, but it's here. You need to make a decision, friend. And that is, am I just going to keep my emotions under the surface and not show my emotions to the people around me? Look, the Emperor is here. I feel like you are making a really tough decision that no one else can make for you. Because the Two of Pentacles is here. And the Two of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. It does feel like, look, I just need to make the decision. Because the empire is mine. You're making a unilateral decision about maybe where you live or who lives with you or selling or buying a house possibly. But whenever you make the decision, you'll be attached to that thing for a while. And that's why this decision is so hard. I think you're really fighting feelings underneath the surface. This could all be about feelings. But I feel like you're trying to stay stoic so nobody can really see how many tumultuous feelings you have about this. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. That's why. There you go. Because you know that the Empire is about to have an influx of money, time, effort, energy, is about to grow exponentially. You're stuck. Yeah. Six of Swords. You know that the decision is yours. You have the final word, my friend. This is going to be really good for you. This is a great opportunity to step into the shoes of the president, the vice president, to take the helm in some sort of way, to be the emperor, right? The emperor runs the empire, which is all the kingdoms. That's a big deal. So somebody might want to make you their foreman or give you a job, but possibly it means a move because the Three of Wands is here. I think you have more than one offer to consider, and I think that's what the scary thing is for you. But I'm going to say that you've manifested it all, and it's about to show up, but the spotlight is on you. For those of you who are looking at this as something that has to do with emotions, look, the King and the Queen of Cups are both here. It almost feels like if you are the king, you're going with the queen because this is the one that means the most to you if this is an emotional thing. This is the person who I want to bring into my kingdom. This is my decision because I see the value in the long term. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. You may have been sitting on this for a whole year, like maybe this whole year. But I think it's time for you to move forward because you see the possibility of growth. You see the possibility of the Seven of Pentacles is growth. And I feel like you're very intentional with how you use this energy or this time. You're about to take a shot at the thing that you've been holding on to for a long while. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's destined. You know it is. I think that you know it is. And I think that's why we started out in the Two of Swords with you being stuck, because you know that you're making a decision with a hand on each door in the hallway. My destiny is here, but how do I leave this place? So it does, if this is a romantic thing for you, it feels like the love of your life has shown up, but maybe you're seeing someone else right now. It feels like this is, whatever it is long term. If you make the decision to take the job, this is locking you in a contract for 10 years. Like, it feels like there's not much wiggle room. The only wiggle room is you have the final say and you make the decision. But once you do, that's it. You're on that path. But that's very fixed of you. So we have Virgo energy, probably happened in Virgo season. We've got Gemini and Aries energy, Libra, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We've got Capricorn and Libra. You just want to do what's best for you. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, and more Aries energy. Felt like a long time to get that word, to get all of that out to you. So I think you've really been weighing and measuring, right? Weighing and measuring. Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? I think it's taken you a long time to get to here to make your decision. All right. Happy birthday, Virgo. Let me know when your birthday is. I want to say happy birthday, and just because I'm a nosy bitch, right? You might find your birthday twinny also in the comments. That's always fun to watch. Let's find out what's going on for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus and Jupiter, tell me all about Virgo. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up here, Virgo. We're going to find more Virgos. Let's find out what's going on for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. The Page of Swords is on the table. Tell me about the Page of Swords. We've got the Queen of Wands. We come into your season making big, bold moves because we've already observed what we needed to see from a distance. Now you're just trying to get more information or figure out how you can get into this Queen of Wands energy to make some sort of a bold move. All right. Okay. We've got the Four of Swords, and we've got the Justice card. All right, sleeping on it, thinking about it. There is some justice here that's happening. I really feel like you're about to make some sort of a really big move that people aren't expecting of you. The Four of Swords is here. I feel as though you are, I think you've healed something here. And now you're looking at the next move. Justice being here could be the next move, might be the legal move. It might be that. Justice is also karma, though. Possibly you've healed enough to clear some karma. There is something that I feel you're ready to chase in the distance, though. And it feels like it's something you've been observing for a while. Something that lights you up. Makes you feel excited. You are an independent soul. You are somebody who doesn't necessarily take the advice of others, which is good, I think. And I feel like you are headed for some sort of justice. And it's because you've done your homework. Yeah, because the Page is here. You've been a student of the Queen of Wands. It feels like you're going to emulate the Queen of Wands. I've been observing this person from a distance. And I feel like I can be in the spirit of the Queen of Wands and make some sort of bold move here. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Judgment card. And we've got the King of Cups. Are you going to try something again? Got the High Priestess here. What's this? The Four of Cups. It feels like something that possibly you would have considered to be a rejection. So I don't know if that's with a person or maybe that's a job you applied for. But it feels like you're about to get your justice because you are about to go get something that you know that you need to make a big, bold move to get. But look, you have looked it over at length, because with the Page here, it feels like you've done your homework. I've been watching this. I know every move. The Judgment card is here. It does feel like you want to try this again. And it does feel like it is something that you won't give up on, because it could have something to do with the Two of Cups, which is a best friend situation. It could be platonic or romantic, something or someone you've bonded with. But the Judgment card tells me you're being given a second chance here. So whether that's with a person or with a job or a second chance to get your justice, I feel like you're going to take that second chance because you're feeling a little feisty. The Queen of Wands is here, so you're feeling a little bit feisty. Wrong side. Hang on. All right, we've got the Hanged Man, and it's right next to the the Page of Swords. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, and we've got the Hermit. Well, isn't that interesting lineup? Hanged Man, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is this little guy. This little guy who's outfoxed everyone and is about to invest in something. But the little fox is looking at the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is looking at the Page of Swords. So I want to say that it feels like you go to do something that you have looked at and made a decision about, but you haven't yet taken action. The Queen of Wands is the action you're going to take. The bravery, for sure. This person knows that if it doesn't work out, I can recover from it. It's the beginning of something. I think that you are assessing something or getting an assessment about something that needs to change, or there is a transformation coming in your finances, time, effort, or energy. It feels like a brand new investment. Yeah. So it could be a house. It could be a relationship. The Hermit energy is here. So look, you've gone over it ad nauseum, my friend. Because that's what you do, right? When you make a move finally, you are sure because you've thought about every possible scenario that could go right or wrong. And I think that the Page is helping you out with that. But the Hanged Man is always about perspective and what do I have to... oh, look at that. So I got 010111 on the timer when I said that. So the Hanged Man is here saying, what do I have to sacrifice? It might be something that I'm deeply emotional about because the Hanged Man is connected to, and that's why I read Blending the Energies, is connected to the King of Cups. But this is a second chance at something. So a second chance at beginning again, starting again, investing in something, transforming your finances possibly. But you've looked it over. All the details. You've looked over all the details, and the Five of Wands shows up in the reverse, which is deciding that there is no competition, but also no more indecision. I'm just going to go for it because I feel like you have all of the... I feel like you know what you're up against. I feel like you have all the details that you need, and you know what you're up against. And you also know that if it doesn't work out for you, with this Ace of Pentacles, that you will survive because the Queen of Wands is here and she is the one who bounces. We've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Two of Cups, and we've got the King of Wands. So I feel that there is somebody here who is emotionally inspiring you to possibly take a step forward. With the Two of Cups here, there's no denying that this is emotional. There's no denying that this is about deepening an emotional bond because the Queen of Cups is here, but look, so is the King, right? The King of Wands is somebody who's always going to get what they want. And also somebody who's quite, has a lot of wisdom, has grown up, is quite grown up in the way that they think about pursuit. So they're not just running at things crazy and taking risks because they can't put the kingdom at risk. So, but I feel like somebody here is inspired by the Queen of Cups to make a decision, to invest in something. There's no more decision-making process. It looks like it's the right thing to do, justice. After a long period of thought and maybe arguing with yourself, because the Page of Swords is here, but so is the Four of Swords. I feel like you have decided that this is going to give me the most harmony in my life, is to make this decision, and here you go. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Devil. There it is. What if they reject me? That's what it feels like. What if I'm really attached to the win? Chariot. What if I'm really attached to making the move? And it's actually going to show up as the Five of Pentacles. This is the what if. Look, I feel if you wait long enough, you will get this Ace of Swords. This is a realization, a phone call. Somebody's going to talk to you, say something. It could be amongst friends. You're like, oh, that's why I should do it right now. So it feels like there is some sort of, it could be a contract that's trying to get you, somebody's trying to get you to sign a contract really quickly. Be careful of those things. But it does feel like you know that once you say yes, you are attached. So you want to make sure that this attachment is worth it, because right now The Devil is next to the Five of Pentacles. What is this going to cost me? Could be money, could be time, could be effort, could be energy. And you want the win. The Chariot is here. But I feel like you're going to keep your emotions about the situation contained until you can make the decision or have the epiphany or you get the call. Bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. It's probably about something in your pentacle world. It could be a house. Maybe you're purchasing a car. Feels like if it is a purchase, it's a big purchase. You're going to be spending a lot of money, but it also feels like it's going to make you feel rich, make you feel wealthy, make you feel stable. We've got Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more Pisces and Libra, Taurus, Virgo and Pisces, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries again. And we have Aquarius as well. All right. Libra. How you doing, Libra? Let's find out what's going on with you, friend. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Libra. My other Venusian cousin. Tell me about Libra. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse. Just making sure the deck wasn't in reverse. The Hierophant's in the reverse. We've got the Knight of Wands. Oh God, what are you doing? What are you doing here? We've got the Queen of Pentacles. And we've got the Nine of Cups. Look, I just went, ooh, because I got head to toe chills right now. The Hierophant's in the reverse with the Knight of Wands. It tells me I'm just going to do it. I know it's not traditional. I know this isn't going to be a traditional setup. This isn't going to be a traditional relationship. I know there's probably a big age difference. It feels like the Queen of Pentacles being here is, but I trust myself. I think the person or the situation or the job or the place that I want to work is very stable. I feel like it's very valuable. I see the value in it. And then the Nine of Cups is here. And it doesn't matter if it works out or not, because I feel like you're already happy, Libra. I feel like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. And I feel like with the Hierophant in the reverse is telling me something here is probably something you have never done before, or this is a kind of risk you don't usually take. Because when the Knight of Wands is here, the Knight of Wands is the van life person. I'm going to sell everything and buy a van. I'm going to trick it out and I'm going to travel. Like, it feels like something you don't usually do, because I feel like you're very serious about your decisions. And it doesn't mean you're not serious. It means that the Hierophant is in the reverse, and it tells me that somebody here is a little bit unhinged. And I mean in the best way. I don't mean in a bad way. I mean that you're about to do something that is non-traditional, or take on maybe possibly a relationship that's non-traditional, because I see the Knight and the Queen here. We have somebody who's in Pentacles energy, right? Somebody who's in fire energy. So maybe you have a fire placement, or a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn placement. But I feel as though that somebody here, the Queen has their back to the Knight. So I feel like the Queen's not expecting it. The Queen is already happy. And I think that you're already happy. So I don't think you really care if it works out, but I think this is something that you wouldn't normally do unless you saw the value in it, because the Hierophant's in the reverse. We've got the Three of Pentacles. We've got the Chariot. And we've got the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. So, I feel like you have been arguing with yourself, is what it feels like with the Five of Swords here. Do I make a move? This could be about a move. Should I sell the house and move? Should I go to the next condo? There's a big move that's being made here. And we've got the Three of Pentacles. So I'm just saying that it could be about a job. It could be something that is happening in your pentacle world. I think, though, it is probably something that's happening in your community, in your group, in your network. And that might be why it's unconventional or not very traditional. Because the Five of Swords is telling me that you're arguing with yourself. You're up in your head arguing with yourself about whether or not to move on it, to go, to get the success. I think that you think it will be successful because you do see the value in whatever it is that you're about to chase. But I think what makes it unconventional is probably there's an age difference here if this is a romantic thing. But also, that people don't usually see you pursue something hard like this. The Knight of Wands is going to pursue it in so much that they're going to take a risk because they see the value in something. So I feel like you're about to take a risk, friend. But I also feel that for those of you who are looking at this in a romantic way, you could also be making a move on a friend or somebody who's in your community or your group or network or work, right? It feels like you have been arguing with yourself, but maybe you're also wondering, it feels like you are a non-traditional person. What I mean by that is that you are of the world, but you are not in the world. Do you know what I mean? You're not a person who just allows society to dictate to you what you should be doing just because of who you are or your status in life or whatever. You don't really listen. You're not the person following the leader on TikTok. You know what I mean? You're very different and you make your own decisions. But I think the biggest decision, or am I going to get the wind? What if I decide and make this decision out of fire, and then the Five of Swords shows up? We have fundamental differences. It doesn't work out because of something I don't agree with. Maybe it's something that might keep you in one place, and maybe you don't want to stay in one place. I've got the Seven of Swords here. So it almost puts a Nine of Cups here. It almost puts a question mark on the back of the Nine of Cups for me when the Seven of Swords is here. Am I really happy enough that if it doesn't work out, I'll be okay? The Page of Cups is here. And the Ten of Wands is here. Am I doing the right thing? Yeah. I think it's also the Page of Cups is asking you to listen to your intuition. But I think the Page of Cups is telling me, look, I know this is sort of it feels like something that has surprised you in terms of how you've decided to feel about the situation. It seems like something has flipped, I'm going to say, because the Hierophant is in the reverse. And usually you would dig your heels in, and you wouldn't make the decision right away, and you would wait a very long time. But I think what people don't see is the Hierophant's in the reverse and the Seven of Swords is here. So you're not showing people how you feel or what you're going to do next. And I feel like you're somebody who overthinks it or takes a long time to make a decision usually. But I feel like the Page of Swords the Page of Cups is here, and the Ten of Wands. You just don't want to carry it around anymore. I'm tired of being weighed down by making a decision. I just have to, boom, do it. The Five of Cups is here, though. It could be the Five or the Six of Cups. I'm just saying the Five of Cups is here, but it's right touching here, right below the Page of Cups. So it feels like you're doing it because it feels like the right thing to do. It feels like you are, something is unfolding, and you feel like it's time to really pay attention to what's been unfolding. But I think you're about to do something that you wouldn't usually do. You're about to go chase something. Is what it feels like. Tell me what the outcome is. You're about to chase someone or something or a job or something you see the value and the happiness in. Something you've been trying to manifest. Look, you can manifest all you want, but if you don't get up and do whatever you need to do in order to make your manifestation real, you're not going to get it. If you really, really, really want potato chips, but all you're doing is sitting on the sofa with a potato, you're not going to get the potato chips. And so I think that you've realized that if you really want it, you got to go get it. So although this seems to be a little bit uncouth or outside something what you usually would do, I think that's the whole point of the Hierophant being in the reverse. Non-traditional thought patterns. We've got the Five of Swords here. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Eight of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune. Well, isn't this interesting? Because the Eight of Cups and the Four of Wands tells me I don't really care about my stability right now. It almost feels like you are going against everything you are because you see the value in something that you think you need to get to right now. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It feels like it is destiny. You might be selling a house, detachment, right? It's not serving me anymore. You want to go to the next level because the level that you're at is not the level you want to be at anymore. Four of Wands being here. Wheel of Fortune tells me when you walk away or detach from whatever keeps holding you back, I feel like the wheel pulls you forward into your destiny. Everything's got to change though, and I think that's the place where things are going to rock your balance a little bit, detaching from the Four of Wands, which is stability, happy and celebratory stability. So I think you're going to have to detach from your Libra energy for a moment here, and it's going to get a little bit rocky. The earth moving under your feet. The Knight of Wands is going really fast and pursuing what they want. The Wheel of Fortune tells me though that I think that you are going to be very happy you did, because this is a destined change that is here for you, and I think that you are listening, whether you think you are or not. We've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, let me dive. Hang on. All right, we've got three of them that have the they came up face down on the floor, and this one did not. It was like this. So we're going to take this one here. We are going to take it as the Moon in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles is in reverse. And we've got the King of Cups. I'm just going to say this does really feel like somebody has decided that they are going to take a chance with someone or something they see the value in, whatever that is for you. But the King of Cups is not telling anybody, and the King of Cups has come up on the Seven of Swords. And so I feel like what you're not showing anybody or keeping under the surface is the Five of Cups. What if I regret this move? Because this isn't my usual. This is not what I usually do. The Moon is here, and I'm going to say that when the Moon is here, you're not necessarily feeling fearful or ominous, but the Moon is trying to reveal something to you, because the Moon in the reverse to me is the Sun. I just want to put down some cards there. I think what it's revealing to you is the Seven of Wands telling me that your boundaries have been too tight. And I say too tight, and please understand that I think boundaries are a great thing, but also that you can put on the armor and nothing will get in to hurt you, but also you can't communicate, nothing will get out. So I feel like somebody here is realizing that possibly they need to grow past the boundaries, because the Seven of Pentacles is here. It feels like I've waited long enough, I've put in enough work, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Swords is here. Somebody has leveled up. That's what the Four of Wands is for me. It's going to the next level. Somebody is leveled up. You've leveled up from the Knight to the King. The King of Swords is your energy. So I feel like you've decided to be honest with yourself. This is what I want, and this is what I'm going to get. One last card. We've got the Three of Wands. There it is. The future's yours. The excitement is yours. I think the adventure is here. The Wheel of Fortune is calling you to your future, and I think you are going to answer in a very unconventional way, or about something that is unconventional. We've got Libra, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Virgo and Scorpio. We've got Aries and more Sagittarius, another Sagittarian card here. The Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarian. Look, you're going to get what you want, I think, here. And the Moon, Cancer and Pisces. We've got more Piscean energy. We've got Gemini and Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Sagittarius, and more Taurus. All right. How you doing, Scorpio? I hope you're good. Let's find out what's going on for you, friend. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Scorps. Evil twins we are. Taurus and Scorpio, opposite sides, right? Whoever is your opposite on the zodiac wheel, you are more the same than you are different. Tell me about Scorpio. We've got Seven of Swords is in the reverse. What's going on here? Something's being revealed, friend. A secret, possibly. We've got the Ace of Wands, and it's exciting. Ooh. And then we have the Star. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So for somebody here's getting a new job. So I want to say that you are the person who is a subject matter expert, and you're the one that impressed them the most. So that's for whomever I feel is looking for a job. I feel like you definitely are going to be the choice. The star is here, and I feel like because the star is right below the 7 of Swords, it feels to me like your wish fulfillment is about to be revealed to you. So it's very exciting. And I think that you've gone over this scenario to get all of the details. Look, it's Virgo energy, the 8 of Pentacles. It's perfection. I have gone over the plan. The plan is perfection. I'm about to reveal something that I feel is my wish fulfillment. So let's talk about the 7 of Swords. There might be a secret coming out that you're telling, or someone is telling you. Tell me about the 7 of Swords. It feels like something, okay, I just saw, oh, you know what I saw? What was shoot, what was the name of that movie? Gambit, was it? Where they were playing chess? I just saw 2 people in like a chess tournament playing chess. So maybe you feel like you've been playing chess with somebody, but you've got the advantage, I'm going to say, because you've got an eye for detail. You could be a Virgo or have a Virgo placement. We've got the 6 of Cups. We're revealing that something is unfolding. Tell me more. We got the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is here. Somebody is thinking, oh gosh, what is that now? Hang on. Charlie's talking to me today. Remember Polk High School? Good old Polk High School. And Married with Children. It was the dad. That's the only thing he had in his heyday was when he was on the football team. It feels like somebody here is remembering, well, I could do that thing. I can do this thing now. Like it feels like somebody is remembering, or what's unfolding is I'm remembering that I'm the person who always gets what I want. I'm the person who is always the one who is running at what I want. We have the 6 of Wands here. You're the leader. I think that you're the leader. You're the one people are watching. It feels like people are cheering you on to do something, but I gotta say that it feels like in Swords, you've already decided you're going to do it. 7 of Swords is in the reverse. It feels very exciting to have this wish fulfillment, or have this wish that it feels like after some healing, I'm going to say maybe a long period of healing, but it feels like something is unfolding here. And I think that you're going to bring it out in the open. So out in the open might mean you're going to tell somebody, you're going to reveal a secret, but you're going to bring something. 7 of Swords in the reverse, 6 of Wands is here. You're going to bring something out into the sunlight. So you're going to, but you don't really know what the reaction's going to be because the 5 of Cups is here. Will I regret bringing it out into the open? It could be 6 of Cups. It could have something to do with the heart space, but it does feel a little bit nostalgic. Like you're feeling like, yeah, I can do this. I've done this before. I can do this. I've had success at this before. I've got the Strength card coming up against the 7 of Swords in the reverse. This is courageous. You've been holding back. It feels like you've been holding back telling someone something, or saying something out loud that you've only been thinking. And it feels like it's everybody is going to see it, notice it. I think that they're going to cheer you on. I'm just saying. The 4 of Wands tells me that you want to take something to the next level, or you need to be very stable in your energy before you go to the next level. You've been holding back, thinking about this. 7 of Swords in the reverse, and the 7 of Wands is here. So it does feel like here that it's time to stand up and just say, look, I think it's time we take this to the next level. I do see the 4 of Wands the next level. So this could mean that I am applying for my CEO's job, or I'm applying for the CFO position. Like it feels like it's something that is very valuable to you. The 8 of Pentacles is here, but you have been training for this. Like it feels like you know this subject matter inside and out. Could be a person, could be a job, but it's going to take a lot of courage because the 5 of Cups is here. And you're like, will I regret making this move? We have the 10 of Swords here. Tell me why the Ten of Swords is here. This is in the outcome. We've got the Seven of Pentacles here. Have I cultivated enough? Do I know enough? Seven of Pentacles, I got to be very intentional with my words so I don't get hurt. I think you feel like you've, the Ten of Swords being here is something you're releasing possibly, because the Seven of Pentacles is being very intentional with growing something or nurturing something. So I feel like you've done enough work. 7, 8 Pentacles, it's time to harvest. Whatever it is that you've planted, whatever seed you've planted, it's time to harvest. But I feel like what you need to let go of is whether or not this is going to grow from here, or how much work I'm going to have to put into this. The Temperance card is here. I think this is the right time to do it. I'm going to say the right time to do it is always when there's no more high highs and low lows. Temperance steps in the room to say, look, it's going to be fine. And you will have a contentment, like a contented feeling of, yeah, I'm healed enough. Yeah, I think that things are enough in balance. It feels like it's a moment of alchemy when you realize that you've been growing and nurturing something for so long that it's ready. It's ready for harvest. We go from the 7 to the 8 of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords tells me, look, you just got to release it. Let it go. Let it go and do your thing, my friend. Tell you what's around the corner. We've got the Two of Wands. It's time to execute the plan. The Moon is here, and then the High Priestess, the internal plan. So I feel like you've been feeling stuck because you don't know what the outcome is, Scorpio, that you are standing at the crossroads because you're not exactly sure if this is going to work out the way you want. The thing is, your intuition is telling you to be courageous. We have the High Priestess here with the Strength card. Your intuition is telling you, yes, you don't know what the outcome is going to be here. But I think that's the whole purpose. I think the universe is trying to teach you to take a chance on something, even though you can't see the outcome, to take a chance on something. We've got the Seven of Cups. It's emotionally overwhelming, though. I'm going to say that your High Priestess energy here, you're being silent because you don't know the answer. You can't see what comes after leaving the place where I've been stuck. The Two of Wands. I have the plan, but I don't know if it's enough of a plan. It feels like you are quite overwhelmed emotionally, but the Magician is here. Look, the ball's in your court, friend. Yeah, this is going to work out for you. Ball's in your court. Look, you can control and manipulate the situation to be whatever you want to be. Whatever way you want it to work out, you're the one with all the aces up your sleeve. You have all the tools, the resources. You've worked on this. You know what's going on. You're listening to your intuition. I feel like you're very steady. I feel like you're feeling courageous. You're ready to bring the... I think the only thing that bothers you is that when I bring it out under the sunlight here, Leo energy, 6 of Wands, will I regret it? When everybody finally knows, will I regret it? And I have not a hot clue what I'm talking about. But you've gone over every detail. Oh, there it is. Queen of Wands. You're going to be making a bold move. So I think whatever it is, you're going to do it. Or somebody's going to do it. This could be a reading with somebody outside of you wanting to do something. Make a big, bold move. Wow. Yeah, and the Sun is here. So we got the Queen of Wands and the Sun. Somebody here is realizing that I got to go. I got to move fast. Or something here is not going to work. The Devil and the 5 of Swords. Oh, look at that. The Devil is like, oh, but, the little devil's on your shoulder saying, Scorpio. All right, we've got Gemini and Aries and Pisces and more Pisces and Scorpio and Sagittarian energy, Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Aries, Leo, more Leo, Scorpio. I think whatever this is very exciting. I think this is oh, I've been waiting for this. That's ooh, I've been waiting on this. It feels really exciting, I'm going to say. Okay, so we have Aquarian energy and Gemini. All right. This is the moment. Either the moment where it happens to you or that you are going to make this moment to make it happen. All right. Sagittarius, my fire family. How you doing? Sag. Let's find out what's going on. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for 7 days. Sag, 10 of Swords is here, and so is the Star. Oh. Yep. So, sorry, I'm listening in my head. What's being said as I drop the cards. You guys know, or you may not know if you're new here, that I have a guide, and what I heard was the 10 of Swords is here, and just saying, that's it, I'm just going to let it go. And then the Star showed up because I'm losing hope over something here. It feels like you were hopeful something was going to work, and you know what? I'm not waiting any longer. I'm just going to let it go. But the next card up is the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like you were supposed to do this. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is asking you to just let something go. I know it hurt you. I know it was a betrayal. I know that it's excruciatingly painful for this thing to come to an end, but I'm just going to let it go. Because I'm going to allow the Star to help me feel more hopeful, because I feel like you're losing hope until we remove the 10 of Swords, or you relieve yourself of whatever it is you've been holding on to mentally, and then the Star shows up to heal you. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. Look, the person on the Wheel of Fortune is looking over at the Star and saying, look, are you ready or not? Are you ready to go? Because something here is expanding really quickly. I feel like you are worried that something here is not going to work out. 3 of Swords is here attached to the Wheel of Fortune. It almost feels like you don't believe in destiny, or you don't believe that something here is going to work out the way you want it to. But I don't think you care. The Wheel of Fortune is here saying, look, this is a destined transition. It feels like something here is about to change. I think you're going to change your mind and let something go, relieve yourself of the way you have been thinking about something. Tell me about the 10 of Swords. What are we releasing? 10 of Pentacles. Got the Hierophant. I feel like you have realized that possibly you've taken a real hard stance on something. You feel like a little bit of a hard-ass stance on something here. The 4 of Wands is here. I feel like all you want is stable, fun, celebratory home energy, good energy, possibly a financial commitment. We've got the 10 of Pentacles here, and the Hierophant is here, and I think you possibly may have to let something go that you thought was going to end up in a commitment. But I think a different type of commitment shows up for you, though. It feels like a financial commitment, or the commitment of a job, or the commitment to your future. And the future might be buying a new house, buying a house. It also could be a lot of overthinking that's going on here about what you want in your future. Maybe you think you have to choose between the 4 of Wands, which is the home, the house, the celebration, the stability, and the commitment. Maybe you think you have to choose. It's like a commitment you're making for your future. The 9 of Cups is here. The High Priestess is here. 7 of Swords. But will I be happy? Sagittarius, I usually whip through your readings, but I'm really sort of thinking about what's going on here, because I know that the 9 of Cups with the High Priestess tells me that inwardly you're happy about this, but then the 7 of Swords shows up and says that maybe you've been very secretive about some sort of happy decision you're about to make for your future that's going to be permanent. Possibly a commitment, or moving in with somebody. And then we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I don't think you've really come to the actual decision-making process yet. The Ace of Swords tells me I don't have enough details. Maybe you're waiting on how much it's going to cost. 10 of Pentacles is here. On how much, how long I have to commit to, because I do see the Ace of Swords as a contract. So it could be that you have to sign a contract, but you haven't yet signed the contract. It could be for a lot of money. It could be for a job, a stable job, but something that is going to be quite permanent or that you have to make a really big commitment. But look, I think it's going to change everything because the Wheel of Fortune is here. And I think you're worried that it's not going to work or that it's going to be disappointing because the Three of Swords is here. But the Three of Swords is also here with the Nine of Cups. I think that your happiness means more to you than the 10 Pentacles. Seven of Swords is here with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So I'm going to say make sure that you get all the details, everything on the contract. You really need to make sure you're careful so there's nothing hiding under the surface that they're being silent about. Yeah, I think that you feel like your happiness could be at risk. It's great to have the money. It's great to have the commitment. But what if my happiness is at risk? We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the King of Swords. Okay, Charlie just said I'm not playing. The Queen of Pentacles is here. It does feel like it has to do with a lot of abundance. So that could be time, effort, energy, money. Look, we could be talking about something that you see the value in for sure. It could be all of it, like all the abundance. The Page of Wands is here. It feels a little bit risky. I'm going to say that it's almost like you feel, unless I get a lawyer to look over what's going on here. The King of Swords to me is the lawyer, the judge, the magistrate, the person who's the second set of eyes. I don't want any surprises, Page of Wands, because something unexpected could happen. But I feel like it's like you're stuck to the home. I'm going to say, like, you know, when you're looking for a house and you're like, that's it. I don't care what it costs. I need to have it. That's what this feels like. You see the value in something, because we've got the Ten of Pentacles here, but the Queen of Pentacles is here as well. And I feel like it appreciates in value. So it does feel like it could be something like a big purchase, a house or a home. Maybe you're selling that house or home. It could be that. We've got the Five of Swords around the corner. We've got the Sun, and we've got the King of Wands. Go slowly. Don't run at it until you're really sure about what's going on. The Sun is here. Every single detail must be taken care of before you make this big leap of faith, before you make this big jump. The Five of Swords tells me that this is like there could be something hiding that I'm not seeing. And the Five of Swords in this particular depiction, you can see that she's got the piece in her hand that's ripped out of his coat, but that's his heart. So it feels like this Five of Swords, it could be something that might really hurt you mentally. It almost feels like what if? Yeah, it feels like a what if to me, the Five of Swords. It feels like a what if. So I think that what will clear up the what if is the Sun. And with the King in the reverse, it feels like don't go too quickly. Don't take a jump at it until you see everything that's under the sun. The only way to avoid heartbreak or heartache or arguments later that are legal is if you slow down and get a second set of eyes on it. Six of Cups is here. It could be your family home or the home for your family. It reminds you of something. Maybe like it feels like somebody's trying to buy back the house that I grew up in, or it feels like there's a lot of nostalgia in this. Whatever this is, it feels like it takes you back to a time when you were happier, when you were younger, possibly. It is valuable. Make sure you get a second set of eyes before you make any really big decisions, because the Seven of Swords with the High Priestess doesn't make me feel very good. And I think it tells me your spidey sense is already going off, that you really are unsure of all of the details. It really does feel like a really big purchase, but look, it's destined. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's destined. It's destined to heal everything in your life. So it's either a really big contract with a lot of money attached to it, or possibly you're buying your dream home or buying back the family home. We have the Hanged Man. Yeah, look at it with perspective, friend. Look over every single detail. The Eight of Pentacles is here with the Hanged Man. So pause, get perspective. Don't be quick. Wait for it in writing, I'm going to say, because the Page of Pentacles is here. Wait for this in writing before you agree to anything verbally. The Swords are here, right? All right. We've got Scorpio. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. We've got more Leo, Aquarius, Pisces, more Pisces. We've got Aries, Scorpio, nope, sorry, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Taurus. Yeah, it feels like there's not much wiggle room. Once you commit, that's it. You commit. Whether it's a relationship, a job, or a big contract, or buying a house, that's it. It's a sealed deal. You can't go back. Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarian energy. Something here is about to expand and change everything. And I think you just need to stop worrying about it. And I think that's what this is, the Ten of Swords and the Star. I feel like you're losing hope that it's going to be yours, but I think you need to stop worrying about it, because whatever is yours never passes you by. And it does feel like it is a thing that you've been waiting on for a while, but it's destined. So it's going to chase you down until it finds you. All right, Capricorn. Tell me about Cappies, my Earth cousins. Tell me about Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn. We do have the Hermit. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like your next move is quiet. I don't think you're telling anyone what your next move is, because the Hermit is here. You're keeping something quiet, and you're making a decision based on whatever your findings are. But it also feels like I'm going to say you're trying to find all of the details in the dark. Two of Wands is here, and that's why you haven't yet made the decision or made your move or whatever. It feels like you're planning something, but the Hermit is here. It could be a spiritual plan. It could be trying to find your way in the dark. It's like learning as I go is what it feels like. The Two of Wands is here. I feel as though you're looking over your plan in detail. Virgo's here. And the Six of Swords is here. Before I make a move, I'm just saying you've already made the decision, so everything's moving. But before you make a move and get out of the chaos and go to the calm, I feel like you really have to check in on something here, which is Three of Pentacles related. So can I trust it? Is it really solid? Is this a good foundation? Is it stable? Let's talk about the Hermit. Is this... Yeah, you might check in on other people who know what I'm talking about, because I never know what I'm talking about. We have the Three of Pentacles. So this is like your network, or people that you know, people that you trust. I would say your community, your network, your friendships. Possibly, because the Six of Swords is going toward that Three of Pentacles. And I feel like you're taking a plan to someone you really trust. Could be blueprints. Feels like some sort of a plan. But it feels like you've been going over the plan, over and over and over the plan, because that's Hermit energy. The Wheel of Fortune is here. We've got the Four of Pentacles. You're holding back your destiny here. Why is that? King of Pentacles. Until it feels stable, I'm not putting anything in. Until I know it's go. It feels like there is something that is changing, like it's a big change. The Wheel of Fortune is here. I feel like you're making a big investment of some kind in your life, in your job, in your bank account. I don't know what it is, but it feels like you're making some sort of big investment. But you've been holding back from making the big investment or putting in your time, effort, energy, or money into this thing until you feel better about it. King of Pentacles is also health, right? The Wheel of Fortune is here next to the Four of Pentacles, which tells me you've put some sort of plan, like you've put a cog in the wheel. You've stopped the Wheel of Fortune because you're not exactly sure if this is something that will make you financially vulnerable. So whether you're going to lose your money, maybe you're playing stocks, I don't know, but the Wheel of Fortune is here. There's something here that is about to change your financial situation. but it feels like you're nervous to make the decision about whatever it is. It could be leaving a job to go to another. The Six of Swords tells me that having the plan and not executing the plan is stressing you out. Because the Six of Swords is here next to the Two of Wands, and I feel like it's chaotic. I always see the Six of Swords when I look at the card. To me, this is the chaos and this is the calm, and whatever we're moving toward is going to make me calmer. And I think what's going to make you calmer is the Three of Pentacles. Once I can finally see that there is a solid foundation, that I really do have, I want to say a case, that I really do have a case, or I really am solid in what I'm thinking, I've got all the details, then I will move forward. Tell me what else is going on here. We've got Six of Pentacles. We've got the King of Swords in the reverse. Two of Swords. This does not seem logical. Feels like maybe a court case, or there's something here that does not check out. I think it's the way somebody's giving you reciprocal energy. We've got the Six of Pentacles here next to the King of Swords in the reverse. That's not logical. The King of Swords in the reverse is missing something, or is not being very logical. This person might be very forceful in saying, yeah, this situation, the person, whatever it is being reciprocal right now, but don't trust it. I feel like you can't trust the King of Swords in the reverse. So it feels like I'm supposed to tell you, I don't know if you can trust it right now. The Two of Swords is here with the King of Swords, and that's 3. I'm just saying, there could end up being disappointment. It feels like you're holding on to something, a memory, a thought pattern. Somebody, someone of wisdom told you, don't do that right now. I don't feel good about you doing that right now. Or this could be your own internal dialogue, right? I'm going to say that the King is here, and that is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It feels like, although you have the details, it feels like the schedule doesn't work. Maybe they told you that you make the investment on this day and you get your return on your investment on this date, and you're like, the math isn't mathing because the Hermit is here. I think that the math isn't mathing because the King is saying, don't trust it. And I think you're at this place where you're sort of blocked about, well, maybe I shouldn't do it right now. The Six of Pentacles is here. That person sort of like they're looking at you in your face, shaking hands and saying, how you doing? Like, it feels like you have the feeling that you shouldn't trust somebody here. The Three of Swords is here. Well, isn't that interesting? Because I said the King of Swords and the Two of Swords is here, and it could end up being disappointing or end up being heartbreaking. That's what might be on the line. I feel like there's somebody here you don't trust. Whatever the situation is. Whether it's a job. The King of Swords for me is also somebody who's hiring, right? That's the person who has the last word. So hiring, firing. Maybe this person's a jerk. And you're like, something's not right about that person. I've been in interviews like that. I don't know if you have, but I've been in interviews like that. Like the job looks good, the payment package is great, all the benefits, everything. And you walk in and the guy who's doing the interviewing is a jerk. And you're like, oh God, I don't want to report to that every day. The outcome, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, there you are. The Seven of Cups is here. Yeah. It feels like you're confused or you're overwhelmed as to whether you should take the leap of faith. The Fool is here. There's too much illusion. You don't have all the details, friend. I'm just going to say, you don't have all the details. The King of Swords is in the reverse. I'm not telling you what to do, but you're holding back the Wheel of Fortune for a reason. Because I think a lot is on the line. The King of Pentacles is here. Something of great value is on the line here. And although you've shook somebody's hand, get good reciprocal energy from them, there's something under the surface. The Hermit, spidey senses, right? The Hermit's gonna find it. The Hermit's gonna find what's going on. Listen to your intuition. Tell me what is around the corner here for Capricorn. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got the Judgment card. And we've got the Temperance card. Look, I feel like Temperance and the Judgment are saying it's okay to wait for it to come back round. I feel like the Three of Cups is telling me that there will be celebration, and we will be celebrating this, But maybe the next time it comes around, you celebrate this. Do you know what I mean? Because Judgment here is like, whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. Just because the Wheel of Fortune is here and everything is changing right now, it feels like you're holding back for a reason. And I think you should really wonder why you're holding back. And the Judgment card tells me it's asking you to maybe go on a side quest or a detour. That it's not necessarily the time, but I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is here. It is time, but I feel like the Four of Pentacles is holding it back. So I feel like although it's here, it might not be right now. We've got the Nine of Swords. There's worry here. Look, the Queen of Pentacles here, that's you, right? Queen of Pentacles is here. Seven of Cups is here, but you're confused and overwhelmed. You're wondering, should I just let this go? Because I really can't find, the Moon is here. I really can't find the answer. And then the Fool is here. I'm about to take a leap of faith. One more card here with the Nine of Swords. What are you worried about? The Seven of Wands. This person is past your boundaries or trying to leap your boundaries. And that's a person you can't count on. Somebody who you give the smallest boundary to and they leap your boundaries, that's a whole red flag. If somebody here does not respect your wishes and tries to push past your boundaries, that's an ultimate no. Ten of Cups is here. Why is that? Because the Hierophant is here. Could be somebody asking you to marry them. Just saying. Could be a big commitment you're making. Ten of Cups is here. Big happy commitment. But it feels like something is not right. Something is off. And it feels like it's just come up, like it just immediately shows up. Something is off. The Devil is here with the Page of Cups. It looks good. It looks like good, like something brand new, something you'd want. Maybe it's a new connection, but the Devil's here. And so with the Devil being here, it makes me feel like something's off. So just be aware of that. Tell me about Capricorn, and the energy here is Sagittarius, Libra a couple of times. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Taurian energy and more Aquarius, Sagittarius, Virgo and Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Capricorn energy again. We've got Aquarius energy. Yeah, you know, Aquarius keeps coming up, right? There's a lot of swords here, and I feel like you're blocked in the mind, and I think you should be until you realize what's going on, and then you can answer the Wheel of Fortune. We've got Sagittarius here, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and more Virgo energy. All right. Tell me about Aquarius. How are you, Aquas? Thanks for showing up here. Tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. In the next 7 days, Aquarius, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Moon next to the Emperor and the Page of Cups. It feels like you're about to meet somebody new that you... Feels like something here is not as it seems. The Emperor is here. I think this is outside of you. I'm just saying. At first look, this Emperor seems to have it all together. We've got the Queen of Pentacles being the first one out. The Emperor seems to have it all together. This feels like a new person that you're going to meet, and this person seems like a person of influence. Someone who could influence something to make your life better. But the Moon energy is here. So I feel like you are meeting someone new, a person of influence, or someone who is, how can I say? Someone who is in a, possibly has a larger social status than you. Somebody who has the ability to pull you into their social circle, and they are a person of influence, but the Moon is here. Things are not as they seem. So I feel like you're going to meet somebody who looks like they have it all together. Queen of Pentacles, could be feminine or masculine. I think that the Emperor is masculine for sure, but I feel like this Queen of Pentacles could be masculine or feminine. So you could be a masculine or a feminine, but I feel like the Emperor is a masculine energy. This person seems very serious, very stern. You didn't expect to meet them. telling me about the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Cups. We've got the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. This person's argumentative. You know, the Queen of Pentacles knows what they know. The reason that Queen of Pentacles has what they have is because they're good with their money, good with their time, effort, energy, planning. This is like the CEO. I feel like you are good with all of those things. I feel like you're a person who has brought yourself to a certain place in your life just by sheer working hard. That's what it feels like. But I want to say that this Emperor gives you this energy of, what's that about? It's almost like, because you're the person who is like, you could win the Olympics of not letting anything get by you. Like, I mean, you got a really good eye to watch the room, watch what people say, watch what they say as opposed to what they do. Like, it feels like there's something off about the Emperor. So I'm going to say that the Emperor is somebody that you meet, and I feel they think you're a real go-getter. Like, you're somebody who has it together. You're somebody who has brought yourself to a certain status in life just by really working hard and planning really well. You seem like a leader. This person sees the value in you, but then the Eight of Cups shows up and says, detach. This might not be for you. Two of Pentacles is here. You're going to need to make a decision that is going to be good for you and maybe not good for everyone else. The Five of Wands tells me there's indecision about a decision you're about to make because it really doesn't seem like what it is. It's like I got to detach and stand back and get out of my emotions before I make the wrong decision. There's something here that's influencing how you feel about it, because the Moon energy is things that we're unsure of, or something here just, it's like something's off and you know it, but you can't put your finger on it. Tell me more about this. The thing is that this person is a person of influence. So everybody, I feel, is like dropping to their feet because they want to be the chosen one to be pulled into the social circle. But you're like sitting back going, I don't know. I'm worth enough. I have enough. Do I really need the Emperor? We have the Lovers. We have the Temperance card. And we have the Death card. You know what? I think that what has gotten you to here, I think the reason why you're so successful, Aquarius, is that you are a person who goes with what you feel. Like, I know that's counterintuitive to Aquarius, but not everybody is the same Aquarius like another, right? Maybe you're a person who's really connected to your feelings. Maybe you don't like to be there, but I feel like you really use your intuition. So I'm going to say that maybe you're an Aquarius at the 29th degree. Or you are somebody who is maybe an Aquarius that has a lot of Piscean energy or Scorpio energy. Like, you seem like a very psychic, intuitive sort of Aquarius, I'm going to say, because I feel as though the Temperance card is telling me if everything does not feel on point, abort mission. Like, back away. Back away. The Lovers is here. Before you make a choice, make sure that you're in Temperance energy, where you have no doubt, no high highs, no low lows, that everything is like, okay, it's all in place. I feel good about it. I'm looking at the Emperor, and the Emperor is stacked. They're dressed great. They have Maseratis waiting outside. Like, they're a person who really is over and above. You know what I mean? Like, they're a person who is very serious about what they do. I feel like this is a new connection for you. This could even be a dating connection because we do have the Page of Cups, right? But it almost feels like the Page of Cups is a little bit of intuitive energy that takes a hit off the Moon and says, I don't know. So the Death card is here. Until you get into Temperance, until you change or transform into Temperance energy and you're absolutely, completely sure that's the only time that you should make the choice to date them, to take their job, to take their opportunity, because it feels like somebody here is out here throwing opportunities everywhere. It feels like a phishing scam, like a face-to-face phishing scam. Like, this person is probably selling a lot of coaching packages. Tell me more. We got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, it weighs heavy on your energy, man. So I think that, I think I just warned you, but I think that you know what you're doing, is what I'm going to say. That you're somebody who doesn't really, somebody who doesn't have a lot or doesn't know how to do something might take it hook, line, and sinker, but I don't think you are. Because I feel like you Something's weighing heavy on you. Before you make your choice, things must be in temperance. I got to be sure. I got to be content with what I'm seeing. Otherwise, that's it. I'm ending it and I'm out of there. Tell you about the outcome. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Well, there we go. You see what I mean? It could be that it's not right now. Something is about to change. And I think that's what you're feeling. Something here is about to change. The Judgment card is here. Very interesting. I think it's this. The situation is this. I feel like if it's yours, it'll come back. And I think that you have to have the wisdom to know that. That if it's really for you, it will come back. You don't have to say no. Or pardon me, you don't have to say yes right now. But if the Emperor is really serious about whatever they're offering you, they will seek you out. The Emperor will pursue relentlessly until they get what they want. We have the Tower. Oh gosh, that's a lot in the outcome. Whew. I'm clutching my pearls. That's a lot for the outcome. Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune being in the reverse, something is stuck. It's not supposed to be happening right now. And that's why you're getting this something's off feeling. With the Judgment card here, you're like, I should wait. I should hold back. If this person really wants me and my talents and everything that I have grown to be in the Queen of Pentacles energy, then this person will always pursue. This will come back round. And I think this is a realization. It almost feels like a real-time realization that you have. That somebody here is offering you something that you've never been offered before that looks really grand. But something in you says something's off. And you should go with that. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the Eight of Wands. We've got the Page of Swords and the Magician. Just don't let it go too fast. There's more to learn. That's what the Page of Swords says. Observe. And observe from a distance. And observe because if things move too quickly, the Magician is here. You're going to have to catch the ball. I feel like the Magician is telling me that somebody's trying to manipulate you by moving quickly. By getting you to buy in quickly. Boy, have I got a deal for you. Look at my Maserati outside. We've already seen that work out in the social scene, have we not? Yeah, it feels like this Magician energy tells me that somebody's trying to manipulate you by getting to do something really quickly, Eight of Wands. But the Page of Swords says, be the student. Observe. Watch them. What are they doing and why are they doing it? Who are they speaking to? Tell me more. Two of Cups. This feels like it could be a romantic thing. Could be somebody that you initially saw as someone who was worth bonding with or giving emotional reciprocal energy to, whether it's platonic or romantic. But I think that you are going to hold back because it feels like somebody here is moving too quickly. And the Four of Swords is here. And it's way outside your comfort zone. And that's why your boundaries are up, Seven of Wands. Because this person is not giving... This person, the Six of Pentacles is here. This person's giving reciprocal energy, but I think you see more than other people do because the Sun is here. Yeah, you see it as lack. You're like, why is that person talking so fast? Like, what are they hiding? It's like a magician, right? Illusion. Don't look behind the curtain. You know, I'm thinking about the Wizard of Oz and that little man that was behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to the person behind the curtain. I think this person is smoke and mirrors, friend. All right. And it seems a little unstable and fast. I'll just say the Knight of Wands is here. So we do have Sagittarian energy and Scorpio. We have Cancer. We have Gemini and Aries. We have Sagittarian energy. We've got Gemini and Leo and Aries, Cancer and Pisces, more Sag, Capricorn, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse makes me nervous. We've got Virgo and Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Sagittarian energy. All right, it's you, Pisces. How you doing, my friends? Two Fishes friends, my water family. Let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the Queen of Cups. Oh, the Queen of Cups might be getting communication. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Or you might be coming to some sort of emotional realization. Tell me more. We have the Two of Pentacles. You might be asked to make a decision to do something. Priestess. I'm going to say that the Ace of Swords tells me communication is coming, and with that communication, you are likely to have to make some sort of decision that you've been on the fence about. So the High Priestess is here saying, check inside, check inwardly, right? Make sure you check with yourself. The High Priestess is, can I just not give you that answer right now? Do you mind? Can I call you back on that? Yeah. Give it some space, give it some time, give it some silence. The Queen is here. It almost feels like somebody notices your compassion, your kindness. Now, sometimes people will take kindness for weakness, so be careful with that. But it does feel like there's a communication that is showing up. It does feel like it's a communication or a realization that you've got to make a decision that you've been keeping silent. Let's talk about the Queen. We've got the Knight of Cups. Got the Justice in the reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles. Just going to say, Pisces, this feels like someone who you've been connected to, but it also feels like it's something that's been carrying on for a long amount of time, and you've been getting no justice. And it feels like it is something that's placed in the heart space because the Queen of Cups is here, but so is the Knight of Cups. It feels like somebody has been game playing or being very strategic. It feels like it is emotional, maybe romantic, but it feels like this has been going on for a long time and you still don't have any justice. Now, it doesn't have to be gameplay, but the Knight that we have here is the one that is very strategic with all of these puzzle pieces. You see the potential in something here. Your intuition is saying, don't make that decision in haste. Make a very organized decision. So make sure you have all the details. Two of Pentacles, Capricorn, right? Make sure you have all the details before you make the decision. The Knight of Cups is here, though. And so I'm going to say it does feel legit like somebody has feelings. It could be you for somebody else or somebody else for you. But the Knight of Cups is here, and I feel like it's you. The King is pushed over here. Yeah, it almost feels like chess. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't be saying that about the Knight of Cups if justice didn't show up in the reverse. So it feels like there's something here that's been on again, off again, possibly, that's been happening for a really long time. But I think it's because you're compassionate and kind and loving that you keep letting it in, and then it goes, and then it comes back. It feels like it's coming back. And it feels like the communication is showing up, asking you to make a decision. Tell me more. We've got the Star. Got the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands. Someone has been inspired to come out of the darkness. I don't think they're dark, let's be honest. I feel like it's like, well, I'm just saying here's somebody coming out from behind the tree, right? So it feels like somebody's coming out of the darkness or coming out of a dark place. Possibly they're just showing up and you've been waiting for them to show up. The Star is here. They might be showing up. It might have been away because they've been trying to heal about something, but I think you've been manifesting them. The King of Wands is here. You've been thinking about them, right? Hoping that you would see them again. King of Wands is here. Somebody here has been inspired to step out of the shadows, I would say, out of the shadows, because it feels like they are healed. So I'm going to say that you haven't seen this person for a while. You're feeling a kind of way about this because the Five of Wands is here. You're undecided whether you should step into the light or not. So this person, I feel you've been waiting for them to come forward, to step out of the shadows. But then I've got the Five of Wands here with the King of Wands. All of a sudden, there's somebody here that's in pursuit of something they want. Now, I would say they're inspired to do so. Somebody's been inspired to step out of the shadows, because I don't think it's the darkness. I'm not trying to say this person is a dark feeling. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's like someone has been hiding, or someone backed away, or someone needed healing, or they had to make a decision about something that first required them to be very healed, or to look at really what they wanted as a manifestation. The Five of Wands is here. It feels like you don't really know what to do with this. Even though I don't think you've been sitting there asking for this, but I feel like you have been thinking about this person, like wondering, where are they? Where'd they go? But I don't think you're ready to chase anybody. So somebody here is inspired to heal themselves. Maybe you inspired them to heal themselves. And but the Five of Wands is here with the King of Wands, and that's 6. So I feel like this person is coming out of the shadows, but I don't into the daylight. Like 6 of Wands is coming right out under the sun, where everybody can see me, including you, that you can see them too. Why is this happening right now? Because they can't let go of you. We've got the Devil and the Empress. They can't let go of you. It feels like your energy keeps calling them in. Whenever you think about them, they think about you. I feel like there's some sort of an energetic or charismatic attachment. I feel like there's a lot of attraction here is what I'm saying. I feel like somebody can't stop thinking about you. This is on the loop. I feel like you really have inspired someone to heal themselves. So I think that's why they've been off grid for a while. Maybe they felt like they weren't enough. They had to get in their king energy, because look, the King of Wands has wisdom and is inspired by the Empress. But also we've got the Empress and the King of Wands are on the table with the Devil energy attaching them. We're attached, connected. I think you don't know what to do about this when this person shows up. Tell me what the outcome is, because I feel like you're just on your own, doing your own thing, building your own life. Like you're in the Empress energy, right? You've got your back to the whole thing, is what it is, right? This is what's going on here. You can see this here, right? We've got the King, and we've got the Devil, and we've got the Empress, and then the 7 of Wands is sitting here. So it feels, the 5 of Wands is sitting here. So it feels like for a while you wonder where they are, but then afterwards you're like, okay, whatever, I'll just carry on with my life. And you do, but I think somebody is so attached to you. I feel like they're coming back for a new cycle, but I don't know how you feel about that. Tell me what is on the outcome, please. We've got the 10 of Cups, got the 9 of Pentacles. I think you're going to be happier by yourself. I think this is a surprise that this person is showing up and is showing you emotions. I feel like this is someone who has a hard time showing their emotions. We're looking at Swords. We're also looking at a King, right? So somebody who is quite stoic. But it feels like the phone call comes first or the text comes first and causes you to make a decision, and you immediately go in and check with your intuition because you're wondering, is this person really healed? Is that why they're coming back, or are they just coming back for another round? Ding, right? I don't want that. Have they been working on themselves or have they not? The 10 of Cups is here with the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you should be protecting what you've built, but I also feel like you're kind of in this joyous, autonomous, I can do what I want, be what I want. I don't have to look great with a face full of makeup in the house. I can just throw my hair up in a ponytail and take my makeup off and put on my big fuzzy slippers. You know what I mean? I feel like you're very comfortable in your life the way it is right now. And then somebody that you didn't get any justice with before, somebody who possibly was coming in and out of your life for a very long time, I think you allowed it, but I don't think you do anymore because now I feel like you're in the Empress energy and you've got boundaries. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. The Temperance is in the reverse with the Tower. Oh. Okay, they're going to offer you everything. They're going to offer you long-term something. Look, this could be somebody who wants you to come work for them. Maybe you know them. Maybe you've worked for them before and they're asking you to come back. But the 10 of Pentacles is a lot of abundance. Something that is long-term, but Temperance is in the reverse. And look, for me, Temperance in the reverse is always a no. It's a flat-out no. It looks really appealing, though, because the 10 of Pentacles is right next to Temperance in the reverse. But look, the Tower is here. So I feel like you're not expecting any of this to show up. It looks great on the outside. You see the value on the outside. But I feel like this is somebody who's been in and out of your life a lot. And Temperance says, I don't know. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. You don't need them. That's the thing. Are they going to add to your life? Or are they here to take what you've built by yourself? Right? Are they here to pull you off track? I've got the Hermit, 7 of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Look, the Page of Wands is unpredictable. Unpredictable, curious, fun, a little bit feisty, right? Somebody who's very playful and fun. But then we have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you've been putting in all this work. I feel like you're very focused on your work. Maybe on a business you're building. You're building something, but I think you're in the midst of nurturing something that you've been building for a long while that has grown into the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like if this person cannot bring you and bring you something and add something to your life, they're just there to take. So that's really up to you as to what decision to make. But the Hermit energy's here. I don't think you're going to give this person an answer until you've had a chance to think it over. All of the details and the history. Observe them. Maybe you go out somewhere public, right? Observe them. Be honest with them. That's the sure way. Look, being the Queen of Swords is a sure way to know who is on the bus and who's under it. I will tell you that. Because if somebody here is not willing to speak with you honestly and truthfully and allow you to speak your truth, then you've already got your answer. I would say speak your truth and watch them. Watch what their face looks like. Watch what they're giving you. Is there manipulation? Do their words match their actions? The Queen of Swords is going to catch all those things. We've got the Judgment card. This does feel like something that's coming back around here. Something that somebody wants to resurrect. They seem pretty happy when they show up. I'm just going to say Nine of Cups is here. They're gonna be gone again. Look, Eight of Cups is here. And you're going to be like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? They said they wanted to go to the next level. It's like it happens all over again. For about 3 months, you're pretty happy. Cups are months for me. For about 3 months, you're all happy. We talk about commitment, and then ghost. You don't know what's going on. All right. I don't want to deter you from doing anything, so please make your own decisions. That's all I'm asking, and be careful with it. We've got Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is here. More Pisces energy, and Libra, Taurus and Libra. We've got Capricorn. We've got Aquarius. We've got Pisces, Cancer, Taurus. More Pisces, Virgo. Taurus here, that's Scorpio. More Pisces. We've got Sagittarian energy here as well. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Pisces. Yep. All right. I'm going to leave us right here. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you back here next week, sometime around Friday or Saturday. This one's going out a little late. I was like, wait a second. It's time for the sneak peek. All right, I'm going to go. I'll be back because I'm always back. And if you're back here too, we will do this again. Take care of you. Bye-bye.